Hey guys, so today it is time for a slightly overdue low buy and makeup spending check-in for quarter two. So we're well into quarter three at this point, but I still wanted to sit down and give you a recap on my quarter two makeup consumption, what I spent on makeup, how many items I purchased, and how well I kept up with the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year. So I'll leave my low buy intro and my first low buy update down below if you want to catch up on those as well. I like to do these videos every few months just so that I give myself a chance to reflect on my spending for the past quarter or so and make sure that I'm, happy with the way that I've been spending my money and I'm happy with the purchases I've made. If there's any areas that I need to tweak or adjust my spending habits, this is kind of when I set those intentions. I would say in general, I'm kind of always on a low buy, just unofficially. I'm always aiming to buy less and just reduce my consumption as much as possible while still also enjoying trying new things from time to time. So this is all just how I kind of maintain a healthy balance for myself. And earlier this year, I had set a few low buy goals that I do want to revisit in today's video. One of my goals, I did have a list of categories of makeup that I was not going to be buying for the first 6 months of the year. And just to give you a refresher, those categories were primers, foundations, concealers, magnetic singles, brow products, brushes, nail products, and fragrances. And then I had also decided that I was going to try not to buy more than 5 eyeshadow palettes this year and 5 lipsticks. And that category specific no buy, that list of items, that was for the first 6 months of the year. And I mostly stuck to that except for 2 items that I purchased because earlier this year I did do a full face of makeup that was $5 and under, and I did want to buy something for those 2 categories. So I did end up purchasing 1 concealer and 1 brow pomade. The concealer was the LA Girl Pro Conceal, which I do really like, and it survived my big moving declutter, so that's how you know it's a product that I didn't necessarily regret buying. I'm glad to have it. And then the brow product was the e.l.f. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream. Technically that's a multitasking brow product and eyeliner, but I mostly bought it to use as a brow pomade, and I did end up actually decluttering that in my pre-move declutter. So that product I didn't end up even liking enough to keep, but those were the 2 products where I did break my product-specific no-buy. Other than that, I didn't break any of the other categories. And then for my palette and lipstick limit for the year, so in quarter one, I had bought 1 palette. That was the Flower Beauty Desert Lights palette, so that was my palette number 1 for the year. And in quarter 2, I did buy 1 other eyeshadow palette, so I'm now at 2 palettes for the year. And that palette was the Essence Coral Me Maybe palette, which is this 6-pan palette, which I've been loving, by the way. This has been both of these palettes actually were in my top 10 purchases of the year so far video, and so far I'm at 2 out of the 5 palettes that I've allotted for myself this year, so I think I'm on track with that one. I don't think it should be too much of a challenge to maintain the 5 palette limit. For lipsticks, in quarter 1 I hadn't bought any lip products. In quarter 2 I did buy 2 lip products, which I will share in just a moment, all the things I bought in quarter 2. Or at least all the things I bought that I actually ended up keeping, because believe it or not, I actually decluttered quite a few of them before we moved. But I did buy 2 lip products in quarter 2. One was the Bite Lip Crayon in Stinger, and one was the Tower 28 Lip Gloss in Pistachio. I think originally I wasn't planning on counting lipsticks towards that 5 lip product limit, but now that we're over halfway through the year and I've only bought 1 lipstick and lip gloss, I think I will just go ahead and include lip glosses in that goal as well, because so far those are the only 2 products I've bought, and I don't think I will go over the 5 between both glosses and lipsticks. So very much on track for both of those. Now the other kind of overarching low buy goal that I had set for myself at the beginning of the year was that I wanted to try not to spend more on makeup than the value of makeup products that I used up. So I wanted my makeup spending total not to too far exceed my makeup empties total for the year. But the total amount that I spent on makeup in quarter 2, including products that I decluttered and products that I kept, was $76.71, which I'm really happy with. And get this, in quarter 2, I used up $100 worth of makeup. So I did end up using up even more than I spent, which feels really good to say, because while I was also trying not to spend a lot, I was also making a big effort to use up as many products as I could, or as many products as were close to being done as I could. So that feels really good to be able to say. And I was going to say in this video that I don't really feel that attached to keeping my spending total under my empties total for the year. I don't really feel that strongly about that goal anymore like I did at the beginning of the year, but I will go ahead and continue keeping track of it just because I find it interesting to compare. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, but let me go ahead and share the products that I purchased in quarter two, at least the ones that I still have. I will go ahead and share the products that I bought and did not keep. Essence Lash Princess Mascara. I'm still so bummed that that mascara didn't end up working for me. It looked really good on my eyelashes, but it just smudged so much that I just couldn't get past that. So that was one of the products I decluttered. That was valued at $4.99. The Essence Pure Nude highlighter, unfortunately, was just too dark for my skin tone, so that was another $4.99 product. The e.l.f. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream that I mentioned, that was a $5 product. That just ended up being not quite the right shade for my brows, but it seemed like a really good texture and formula for a brow pomade, just didn't work for me. And the fifth product that I bought and then decluttered was the LA Girl Perfect Precision Eyeliner in Cobalt. That was a $2.99 eyeliner. That was just not an impressive pencil liner. I liked that it was a wooden pencil, I always appreciate that, but it was just a very stiff eyeliner. Just stiff, felt like a Crayola colored pencil, so was not my jam. I also already had a pencil eyeliner that was near that color, so I realized I shouldn't have gotten that color in the first place, but live and learn. I already had the Urban Decay eyeliner pencil in Roxy, which is also kind of a royal blue. So that was another reason why it didn't make sense for me to keep both, but I didn't really like that formula anyway. That was really the only product that I truly regretted buying, and the reason I regretted buying it was just that I didn't need a second eyeliner in that color, and this is why when I'm out shopping I should probably take a look at my makeup inventory spreadsheet. I keep a spreadsheet that I update every time I bring in new makeup, or anytime makeup leaves my collection also, I just update it so that I keep a running list of everything I have. So from now on, when I'm shopping, I want to double check that everything I'm buying isn't something that I already have something similar of in my makeup inventory. So that is what I'm going to start doing from now on to avoid those mishaps. But there were a few products in that under $5 makeup haul that I did end up really liking. First, we had the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I ended up getting the shade Buff. So this isn't my all-time favorite concealer. I don't think I like it quite as much as the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo or the Kosas one, but to me this is a really solid concealer. If you're looking for one that's very affordable, this is a good one to check out. It has good coverage. I would just say if you have very dry under eyes, you might not like this, but otherwise, I think it's a good one. It's just not like the most hydrating formula, so that's why I say it might not be best for dry under eyes, because it's not going to give you a whole lot of hydration like say the Kosas one, but it does provide good coverage. It's just a little bit more matte. So I know this has been on the market for a while, but don't overlook it if you're looking for a good drugstore concealer. It's inexpensive, it has a good shade range, and it even comes in some color corrector shades as well, so just, you know, good variety of options there. Another product from LA Girl that I really ended up liking, I was very impressed with this, the LA Girl Dream Glitter Iridescent Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Rose Gold. Kind of similar to the Stila Glitter and Glows, a little bit, actually I would think of it as a cross between the Stila Glitter and Glows and Shimmer and Glows, because it does have glitter to it, so you definitely would want to know that going into it, but it does still kind of have like a smooth, shimmery, not so chunky sheen kind of behind the glitter too, so really nice product. You can wear it really sheer or build it up to be like super intense, so just a great product. I really, I don't think you need to spend Stila prices if you want a product like this. Then I had 3 products from Essence. 2 out of these 3 I like and recommend. One of them I don't recommend so much. I will continue to use it, although part of me just wants to give up on it. I don't know. It's the Essence 24 Ever Ink Liner in Intense Black. So this is a felt tip black liner, and it is a very dark, very opaque black. I mean, look at that. The formula of this is great. Like, I don't really have any complaints there. But my main complaint is with just the packaging and the design. So First of all, the cap doesn't really snap on there. It's very easy for the cap to come off. So I wouldn't recommend traveling with this, putting this in your makeup bag or your purse or anything, because the cap almost certainly will come off and then it'll just dry up and make a mess in your bag. But the other thing I don't like about it is the shape of the tip. I feel like I just have a very hard time getting a smooth, straight line. I end up getting bumps and the line ends up wavy. Like, I just feel like this plastic part, it's too wide up here and it gets in the way. It's almost like the felt tip is too short and the taper happens too quickly. So like here's one, I really like the shape of this. This is the Flower Beauty Forever Wear winged liner. Do you see the difference there? The flower one is a little bit longer and it just makes it easier to get a smooth straight line. You can like lay it on its side and go just like that. But the Essence one is just too awkward of a shape. So maybe I'll get the hang of it eventually, but I just don't really like this. I think there are better drugstore liquid liners. So that one I kind of do regret buying, but I will try to get use out of it anyway. And then the other two Essence products I loved. I got the Coral Me Maybe eyeshadow palette, like I already mentioned, and they're the blush in Befitting. This was also, both of these were in my top 10 makeup purchases of the year video, which I can link for you below if you want to see that. But the blush in Befitting, beautiful, smooth formula. I love the shade. I think this is going to be the perfect winter shade especially, but really year-round it just makes a beautiful, very natural kind of nude blush. So loving that. It's pigmented, blends well. It's just a solid blush, so really can't believe the price on that. Oh wait, there's one more Essence product that I almost forgot to talk about. This is the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil in the shade Happy. I will say I don't use this as much as I use my Kokie lip liners because those are my all-time favorite, but this is a very nice lip liner formula for $3. It's very soft and it's a very thin lip liner formula. They call it Soft and Precise. This is actually kind of a firm pencil. The color payoff is really good and you don't have to press down hard to get the color to come off. So I would say it's not soft in like a squishy sense, but it's also not stiff either. It's a really good balance between the two. I really like the color. This is the color Happy, and it's a nice kind of cross between a nude and a coral. You know, it's somewhere in the middle there. I think it's a really fun shade. And for $3, I mean, you really can't beat it. This is, I think, one of the most affordable lip liners that's still out there. I still miss my favorite Jordana lip liners. Those were like my favorite $3 liners for the longest time. So I'm glad to have finally found sort of a replacement for that that's at a similar price point that I can recommend. And I definitely would consider picking up more shades of this because I mean, I love a bargain, what can I say? So then, the last three are all from Sephora. I bought them at different times. First, these I bought during, I guess it was the spring Sephora sale. The only makeup I ended up getting in that purchase was this little duo from Tower 28. They don't sell this in a duo anymore, but I'm sure they will have more like holiday little bundles like this in the future. But the duo came with their Beach Please cream blush in Magic Hour and their Shine On Lip Jelly in Pistachio. And I ended up spending, like with the 20% off on this duo, it only ended up being $20.80. So I basically got each of these for about $10. So that feels pretty good. Basically got them for drugstore prices. So the gloss in Pistachio, great nude pink gloss. I really like how this gloss, it's almost gel-like, so it doesn't feel sticky, but it still has some thickness to it, and it really just looks very glassy on my lips. So it's just the right thickness, feels really nice. I really like the color as well, so that I've been enjoying a lot. And then the cream blush in Magic Hour is also fantastic. This is a great, just nude color, I guess I would say. It's a little bit of a warm, peachy nude blush. I think this will be flattering on so many people, and it's a very easy formula to work with. So that I've been enjoying. And the final product that I purchased in Q2 was from Bite Beauty. When I found out they were going out of business, I knew I wanted to snag their Power Move lip crayon in the shade Stinger because it had been on my wish list for a long time and it was marked down to $13. So got this for 13 bucks. Again, basically a drugstore price, and I'm loving this. So it's like a hot coral, but it's more of a reddish coral than a pink coral. So I just think it's a lot of fun. Really been loving it in the summer. I need to take advantage of the last bit of summer that we have before I go full on Halloween mode on September 1st, but I definitely want to wear this at least a few more times this summer. That's everything that I bought in Q2 that didn't end up getting decluttered, and for the most part I'm happy with all of these purchases except for that Essence liner, which It's the only black liquid liner that I have, so that's why it ended up surviving my declutter. But if you have any better drugstore eyeliner recommendations, let me know. I'm thinking of maybe trying the one from Makeup Revolution because I've heard good things about that. But overall, I'm really happy with my makeup spending so far this year. I really feel like these past few years of project panning and also just focusing on trying to be a more mindful consumer, I do feel like I've gotten to the place where I've struck a good balance between, you know, still allowing myself to purchase makeup when I feel like it, but also not going overboard. And I feel, especially now, I feel like I'm in a really good place with my makeup collection. I'm very happy with what I have. I do think in quarters 3 and 4, I will probably spend a little bit more than I did in quarters 1 and 2, but probably not dramatically more. I think, you know, I would like to give myself permission to try some new stuff. I do have some things on my wish list, things that I actually am going to need to buy soon. Like I am going to need a new mascara soon, and I'm really excited. I want to try the Milani highly rated anti-gravity mascara. That seems to be all the rage right now. I've never tried a Milani mascara, so I'm really curious to try that one. Also, I'm going to need like a new brow pen soon, and there's just some other things that I'm interested in trying. So I'm not on a complete no-buy, I'm not on a really strict low-buy either, but I just think my current shopping habits are kind of permanently on a low-buy because that's just what I'm always aiming to do. So I feel like I just had a lot of thoughts to get out there in this video, so I hope it all made sense, but I hope you enjoyed seeing the products that I purchased this year. Let me know, are you on a low-buy or a no-buy this year, and how is it going for you? But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not already. I do lots of content focusing on just shopping my stash, and I try to use what I have more than I buy new things. That's the goal around here. So if you're into that, definitely subscribe. I also do have a Patreon if you want to check that out. Over there I post bonus content each month, so I'd love to see you there if you're interested. But otherwise, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye!